What I've got here is a delicious mixture. It's cream cheese, pork, sauerkraut, and fusilli gratin. And just the flavors mingling together. Oh, a little bit of sourness from the sauerkraut there, and the creaminess from the cream cheese. You get the crunchiness on top because you use a little bit of panko with the cheese. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go in the kitchen and make some of this right now. Right, we're ready to make our cream cheese, pork, sauerkraut, and fusilli gratin. What we have here, first of all, I've got 8 ounces of fusilli in boiling salted water right now cooking. So that's just going to cook as per package instructions, about 10 minutes. Don't need to cook it too much. You want always a little bit, since it's going to go into gratin and cook a bit more in there. A little al dente, still a little bit hard. All right, what we have here, the rest of the gratin is, I have here 1 pound or 450 grams of ground meat. In this case, again, my favorite, half beef, half pork, whatever you like. And then we have here 8 ounces or 230 grams of cream cheese. It's been sitting at room temperature, so it's a little softer, it'll melt easier. And we also have another 8 ounces or 230 grams of mozzarella cheese grated. I have here anywhere between 8 and 10, depending on the size, of mushrooms, just sliced thick, about a 1/4 inch or 5-6 millimeters thick. Over here I've got 2 cups of sauerkraut, and we've just drained off the juice, but just the sauerkraut. I have 1 onion here, finely chopped. I have 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs to go on top. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter, which are going to go in this frying pan over here. And then I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So first, let's get the butter into the frying pan and get that melting. Medium heat. Notice a lot of times when you're cooking onions, meat, things like that, you're going to use medium heat. You're going to lower heat when you're simmering or you're gently cooking something, but for this, medium heat usually is just right. Of course, medium heat also depends on your stove, where the medium exactly is. Some stoves run hotter, gas, electric, induction, all different. All right, that butter's about melted, so in goes the onions. And in goes the mushrooms. And in goes the meat. I'm just going to cook it all together. So I'm going to cook this on medium heat, stirring, mixing, getting these all combined together for the next 10 minutes. Then we're going to add in things like the sour cream, or cream cheese, and the sauerkraut, salt and pepper. Actually, salt and pepper can go in right now. They can go in a little bit later, or, as you know, usually I like to add in salt at the beginning of the cooking because it gives it more time to develop flavors in your cooking. All right, so I'm going to stir and cook this medium heat. Next 10 minutes. See you in 10. All right, that's been cooking for 10 minutes. I've been stirring around, mixing it in, getting everything combined. What we have here, we've browned the meat a bit, we've softened the onions, softened the mushrooms. Now, I'm going to add in the cream cheese. What we're going to do with the cream cheese, I just want to mix that in there until it melts. So just kind of chop it up a bit like this. That's going to melt really quickly. It's ready. Remember, it's ready at room temperature, so it doesn't take much to heat it up. So now I'll just start mixing it in there. Mixing it in. Oh, that is going to be creamy deliciousness. All right, now that it's all mixed in and everything's looking good and creamy, in goes the sauerkraut. And just going to mix that enough to get it all combined. So again, just kind of tossing and turning until you've got the sauerkraut mixed in with the meat, the cream cheese, and all these other ingredients. All right, turn the heat off. What I've got here is I've got my big pan, baking dish, you know, the 9x13 baking dish. I've got the cooked fusilli over here, which I brought out al dente, not fully 100% cooked yet, and then drained it and quickly rinsed it with cold water to cool it down and arrest it from cooking more. You know, what's sitting there. I don't want it cooking more what's sitting there. So now what I'm going to do is, usually I'll take the fusilli and mix it in here, but it's going to be a little difficult because this, you know, unless you got a high-sided pan. So what I do is put about half of this in here, spread it out, toss in the fusilli, get that off to the side now, mix that around a bit, just kind of chop it into there a little bit, put the rest of the mixture on top. Well, that's a nice mess over there. Guess we'll be cleaning the kitchen afterwards. All right, spread that around. Okay, all I'm going to do now is just kind of spread it around, get chopped into the in with the, you know, get the mixture in with the fusilli. Doesn't have to be perfect. As it heats up in the oven, juices are going to drip through there. We got cheese melting on top. But we just want to kind of even too, so we got an even base to put the cheese on. All right, that's looking good right there. Get that deliciousness in there. All right, next is put the cheese on. Just going to spread this mozzarella all across here. I think we lost a few overboard there. Just evenly get that spread out. All right, that's looking good. Then we've got the panko breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna sprinkle them around inside the cheese here. Just gonna fall down into that cheese, give us a nice little crust in there. All right. Oven is just about ready over there. The oven is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. We're gonna put this in for 35 minutes. And we're looking for is just a nicely browning on top. So 35 minutes, if it's not fully brown, we'll let it go 40. Until you've just got a nice golden brown color on top there, and then we're ready to eat this delicious gratin. All right, see you when this comes out of the oven. All right, that's been 35 minutes in the oven. Look at that. Fantastic. Beautifully browned on top. Got a little crustiness from the panko. Smells great. Enjoy some cream cheese, pork, sauerkraut, and fusilli gratin. And remember, you don't use fusilli or you don't have any fusilli, you could use other pasta, you could even use rice in there. Anything will be great. Anything will be delicious. Enjoy. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe for cream cheese, pork, sauerkraut, and fusilli gratin on our website. Also, make sure you go check out our kitchen tech, focus on ingredients, secret recipe, and other helpful videos at our Patreon site. Now, go print out the recipe, have fun making and eating this delicious gratin, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.